by Rossi. Blaze are finally getting back in this game, and they seem to have broken the back of Yumamba's economy at the perfect possible time. They are on 1 point loss bonus, which means Blaze have the potential to win the next 2 rounds in a row, definitely tie up the scoreline, and maybe even take a lead for the first time in this game.
That's completely true. And Blaze, we've seen them play this setup again and again and again, where they like to aggress on the ramps towards any of the side on vertigo.
Yeah.
And we saw that happen like 2 rounds ago, where SK Rossi just pushed up and got a couple of kills. Now, right now, again, a lot of damage being dealt by the utility, by the Molotovs, and Sting and Lucia just holding on to that side very brilliantly. Mazel, although, going to be taken out towards mid, but these two players, this duo has been really working for Blaze on vertigo.
Definitely, and they're holding down the B site like a goddamn pair of turrets. The moment you walk up those stairs, there's a shooting gallery waiting to blow holes into your bodies. You're gonna need some really impeccable aim and flashes of godlike tier to deal with these people on the B site. I think at this point, Yumamba should start considering that maybe, just maybe, B site is not meant for them unless they have control of mid as well. So they should probably try exploring new avenues. Although if Kappa can save this op, I don't think he wants to, but if he can, it's going to be brilliant. After 1 minute left on the clock, he tries to go for a quick scope. Lucia, though, his position is a bit too awkward for him to nail that shot in.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Lucy on that angle. And like Blaze just being tying up the scoreline though, 12 to 12. And it's the 25th round. With like we would like to see some new style. Like I would really talk about how Yumamba are not exploiting mid at all. They're not using mid as much. They're just
Not
letting
enough.
Ritz just sit there and wait for the rotations. But then you gotta take control of the mid and force the enemy team to take fights, or either let go of mid completely if you want that to happen. And right now, Master is pushing out through the incendiary, and he's gonna burn, and he's gonna take a lot of damage. He's gonna fall down to the op of Mazel. And a nade, what a beautiful nade by Nusia, just killing off Kafa. It's down to a 2v5 situation. Bondef and Ritz all alone against the team of entirety of Blaze. And we see in the near the horizon is Rossi is going to fight it off against both of them. Sting is going to come in from the back and chime in and get the kill onto Bondef. The round, Blaze taking the lead again in this game, 13 to 12 now. Things are getting dirty, things are getting close, and Yumamba, this is the time to take all the energy you need and just think it out and try to take this game away if you want to.
Well, you did say you wanted to see a mid execute, and that's exactly what you got. I don't think Yumamba would have wanted that decimation, though. They got sprayed down very quickly, and I don't think they'll be looking forward to walk into those crosses again. This time they have something different. Pop flash to make sure nobody pushes up ramp, and there's a boost on Kappa so that he can get rid of anyone who's trying to take that cheeky angle at the edge of the ramp.
Yeah, taking a page out of his own book right there. He's gonna just watch the angle which he loves to play.
Yeah.
But this time around, no one from Blaze is gonna be playing that. Rossi, although, is gonna try to block off the smoke, but he
That was
could
smart.
not. That was really smart. Like reacting to that was really awesome. But then, really close. Lucia on that angle. Oh my God, that's somewhere you need to be very careful about not falling off the edge.
Yeah. You know, if you look downstairs, you will realize why this map is called Vertigo.
We can actually look downstairs, but in the meantime we see Kappa lining up a smoke. I think they're gonna be selling a fake area or what?
No, I think they're actually going into this execute. We had A-Star move in towards the other side of the map where he did get killer onto Mazel. He can move in towards the B side as well, jumping into his window, or he can try to move in and backstab them from lobby. I guess that's going to be the play that he wants to move in for. Lucia has been spotted, and while he's distracting them enough, SK Rossi tries to peek from sandbags, but he's going to get deleted. Rossi makes the use of the gap in the smoke, and Lucia is doing it even better.
And A-Star just holding in towards mid. He is all alone, but Kappa gets a kill onto Rossi. He's moved in towards lobby. He's going to scope up towards Sting, and it's down to a 1v2 situation now. Yumamba right now don't have the C4. The C4 is down, and Lucia is all alone now in a 1v1 against A-Star. Now A-Star has to fall all the way back, get the C4, and try to plant it within 14 seconds. 12 seconds on the clock. He recovers the C4. I don't think there's enough time for him. Oh my God, like...
he could have barely made...
No, he can't make it.
No, this is not happening. Not happening at all. The worst part is if he loses the op right now, he will have no money to buy it at all.
And Lucia was right there. He was not able to just get vision on him and get a clear angle on him.
Lucia didn't want to... he never wanted to show his face. The moment he heard him planting in those digits, he would have peeked. But other than that, he would be more than happy to let him walk away with the AWP, but with only $450 in the next round. What use is the AWP if you don't have even a
Money.
good enough pistol along with it?
Yeah, that's true, but then maybe A-Star could just make this weapon work for him, and they're all heading up towards,
Maybe.
again towards the A side. Now, we've seen them commit towards the A side time and time again, and this time, oh my god, just scoop it a little bit low, A-Star.
If A-Star had a boost right there, I'm pretty sure he could have seen him.
Yeah.
Oh no! He tries to make sure that Sting can't get any closer, but he is too close to comfort SK Rossi. I'm sorry, it's just the regular Rossi who's lining up the kill feed at this point, and they're falling apart like flies. The Deagle doesn't do much, and Blaze are already on match point, asserting dominance and showing us exactly why picking Vertigo against them is a bad idea. Although I have to give credit to Yumumba. They did much better than expected, to be honest.
Yeah, they did really good and still not over McCrips. Like, I
Yep.
think Umumba could still mount a comeback. It's A-Star again with the up. This time around, he's got the armor and he's got no nades, but he's got the armor. Not an
Yep.
upgraded pistol as he wanted.
Do you think he can go? You think he can push it to an overtime?
Maybe Umumba can do it, but it all depends. It all boils down to how Blaze are going to play this. Now, look at Rossi, SK Rossi, just aggressing towards the same region. He's got Kappa off guard. He's going to take the first kill of the round. He's got 600 bonus money. He's got the AK down. To smoke off that angle, it's going to make Umumba pay for their recklessness.
Instant control of the A side. Blaze have pushed Yumumba back, and now they have no option but to explore the B side where Sting lies in wait. And he's ready to lap up everything that Yumumba are ready to throw at him.
And again, the other Rossi just stepping up. He's going to get a kill on A-Star. And it's a 3v5 situation. Now things getting difficult for Blaze. Oh, for Umumba this time around, things getting easier for Blaze as we talk. So, Bond F Ritz and its Master against the 5 of Blaze. And I don't think they stand a really good chance if they don't. Okay, so Rossi figures out where one player is. He's going to smoke that angle again and he's going to back right away. And Mazel landing that shot through that little gap. That was a very beautiful shot, I would say.
Just do it again. Spots out a little pixel of Ritz. Doesn't quite have the shot, but he scared them away enough. Luckily, they have the C4 that Yumumba still can make it work. Here comes another smoke to lock them in, but it doesn't really help. It can, though, allow Lucia to jump spot them, and I think he just spotted them moving in. Lucia trying to take the fight, taps away Bondef, which does trade him in return, but to no avail. Ladies and gentlemen, Blaze will be moving on to the playoffs.
Yeah, like we've got a beautiful game come out of Blaze. Like they have been so like resilient, I would say. Resilience would be the key. They had first 5 rounds, then lost a couple of rounds in a row. Then they came back stronger, looking stronger, and stuck to their playstyle. That's what important. Like stick to your natural instinct.
Yep.
Like they didn't let you know, Umumba just overpower them. They lost quite a rounds in a row, but they didn't let that get to the head. They recovered quite well. Umumba, on the other hand, we talked about how they were a good recovery team, how they are also able to just pen down those rounds and just recover in the middle of the round. But it's this time around, it's Blaze who comes out on top. Props to them.
Well, Blaze had the first few rounds of the game going in their favor, but then Yumumba did a really good job. What they did was they went over aggressive on the A side, and they made sure that Kappa has all the positions ready to make sure that he doesn't get distracted by anything. Everyone else was playing around, and since Kappa was like a turret on the A side, they were able to bring a couple of rounds back in the first half. In the second half, though, I really liked how Blaze flirted with the idea of taking mid, but never really went there. They just gave a little hint, fell back, and on the second half, they were always taking fights on B. We saw Lucia go down those stairs on the B side so many times, Sting always there to back him up, and they're winning those fights. So if they've shut down one entire area of the map, there's really not much the Yumumba can do when they lose the first 2 players already at the very first few seconds. Well, Vertigo is always the kind of map which we can go into the depth and analyze a lot, but I guess we're going to skip that for now. We're going to go for a short break, and we will be back after some time. So stay tuned, and there's a lot of more action headed your way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blaze Esports has secured their position at the finale of Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup 2019 in the Counter-Strike Go match. Let's speak to our winners and please come. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to the finals of the Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup 2019. Congratulations, boys! In fact, I was speaking to one of their team member and they didn't even, मतलब पता नहीं था कि वो लोग का final secure हो गया. They're like, are you serious? I'm like, yes. Yeah, who was that? Yeah. Were you like, I know when you were at the game, you were all focused. Once the game was over, what was the first thought that came to your mind?
Go to hotel and sleep.
Go to hotel and sleep. Man, you still have the finale remaining. I think let's put your focus and energy there. Or then you can sleep all night, all days long, right? So, what was your strategy for this particular match? Because I was watching and I must say it was a very, very close match.
Strategy was pick a map they don't know how to play and then make them suffer.
Pick a map
Pick a map that they don't know how to play and then win.
and make them suffer. Just okay, thank you so much. And who do you think is going to be a part of the finale with you? Who do you think among all our gamers, the gaming teams, is your toughest competition? Don't be diplomatic and say, hum hi Raja hai or we are the kings. That's not going to work.
It really doesn't matter because we're gonna win. It really doesn't matter because we're gonna win.
Oh my God, that is like, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm sure all the gamers are wondering and thinking of their strategy now. You're really passing the chills below their spine. So thank you so much for being a part of this. And ladies and gentlemen, we have our finale contestants, as you see. And for all those who have just joined us at this is the Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup 2019. I am missing my co-anchor here. Do you want to come up on stage? Blotter, did you see the last match that was going on?
Talk about it. That was phenomenal.
So close.
And from Blaze, as we discussed earlier, that was Blaze and Glory indeed. A glorious match that was. How do you think? What, according to you? What do
I
have to
was
say about that?
I was sitting watching and I was like, wow, this is so close. And I believe the other team, that is UME.
Yumumba.
Yeah. I don't know, from intuitively I thought they would win. But hard luck and better luck next time. And I'm sure they're going to be back with newer strategies and newer game plans.
So very true. I mean, Yumumba is one of those teams that is certainly very, very well known. I mean, you talk about the players. Ritz, one of the players who has actually represented India when it comes to international CS scene. So that's a huge achievement right there. But then again, many times the teams just are not that synergized enough. Many times it's just not their day. And it just wasn't their day. But nevertheless, we certainly do expect Yumumba to come back stronger. But on the other hand, Blaze and Glory moving forward. As so beautifully mentioned by my co-host, what a day it's going to be tomorrow indeed.
Yeah, any guesses who's going to be in the finale match? Hey, do you want to put a finger?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You know what?
But any of your favorite?
Again, that's a tough one because being a host, I don't get the luxury to choose, but you guys sitting at home, you certainly have all the luxury that you've got in the world. Use this weekend opportunity right here. If you're in Mumbai, join us. If not, hashtag
TGC 2019 and tell us which team according to you is going to win the Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup 2019, and and if you are right, then probably you will win some prizes from Taiwan.
So true indeed. Just don't forget to hashtag use Instagram. In fact, you know what? What would be best is use Instagram and just let us know what is the vibe at your place right now. If you guys are really looking at the stream, just click a screenshot and let us know what exactly is the vibe at that home that you're sitting at. Alongside which, of course, one thing that needs to be discussed. Dota 2 is coming up. After a short break, it's going to be Dota 2 all the way through. So for those of you who've been waiting since morning to get into the Dota 2 realm, well, it's not that far away. Defense of the Ancient 2 is just about to start. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at Infinity Mode.
All right, welcome back once again to this incredible tournament that, of course, is all thanks to this beautiful organization, this beautiful energy that has been created by Taiwan Excellence, of course, for the 6th consecutive year.
That's right. So we've had 5 successful years so far, and every year we've scaled up, we've become better, you know, achieving newer milestones, which is phenomenal. And Blotta, I think it's time to connect with our gamers.
I believe that is the time. You know what? I can see a couple of people that are playing on the MSI booths, I think it is. So how about, or rather the Zowie booth right there.
Absolutely. Let's
just
go.
head on towards that side and find out what are these players up to. Of course, these are not professional esports players. These are just people like you
Yeah,
playing at home.
yeah.
And they're here to play and experience what this fabulous tournament and this fabulous organization has to offer.
So we have one gentleman here who's intensely involved in this game. Hello there, hi. Hi, what's your name?
Sahil Jetwani.
Sai Chidwani, are you shocked that I'm... He's like, I was in my game. I wanted to game right now. Why are you here? Yeah? You're happy. Okay.
This is the first time I'm playing CSGO and my first time to be in this event.
Are you participating in any of the games? No, this is the first time you're experiencing CSGO. And what has your experience been so far?
I just started playing now.
Started playing now, so we'll have to come 15 minutes later to find out how exciting is this game for him. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in a bit. Let's go to our other players. Hey there, hi. Namaste.
Namaste.
How are you?
Fine.
Fine. You have decided to give me one-word answers. Yeah? That's your way to say, leave me right now, I want to play my game. Okay, what are you playing?
CSGO game.
Counter-Strike Go, okay. And is this the first time you're playing it?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so right now he seems to be involved in the game and he wants us to leave right now.
Yes, they're both of them are like, please get
Caught
away
in the
from this. We are really
we are
in the
caught in
mix.
the wrong game. Okay, let's move on to our players. And that is Blaze Esports. Look at them, so happy.
Seems like
Hello,
they're preparing
hi.
for an interview right here.
Yes. Hello there once again. Hello. So this is the team, ladies and gentlemen. If you are seeing out there, hello. This is the team that's going to, you have a gentleman saying hello and congratulating you because they have reached the finale of the Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup 2019. Okay, so show me your best mojo, like your together as a team, do you have like an action that you do? Yeah, can you do the slogan, please? We'll do it. Let's do that together.
Yakana!
Oh, that's cool. But let's do it together as a team. This team member was so disinterested. Yeah, do you? He's scared. Do you want the cup or no? You want the cup, so you have to be with the team. Okay, let's do this together.
All right, you guys ready? Yeah. All right, let's do it in 3, 2, 1.
Yakana!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. 3 times, come on.
Yakana! Yakana!
All right, that indeed is the Blazing Glory Blaze themselves in person. They are all prepped up for an interview right now. I guess it's time for us to probably also head out.
Yeah, no. Blotter.
No,
So
no,
no. They're not going
We
anywhere.
can't let you go off that easy. We've got more stuff for you.
Absolutely. So, what does this yakano mean? What is this yakano? Is it like some word that we cannot say on the mic?
It's basically part of a Kannada meme from a language that we have. And every time we say Yakana, everybody else says, whoa.
So what does yakana mean? Oh, what's up in Kannada?
Not exactly, but it's like, what happened, yo?
Ah, okay. We like that. Interesting. So
Oh,
thank you so much. And my bets are on this team. Team Blazing. Blazy Esports. Blazing Esports. Blaze Esports. So my bet is on Blaze Esports. I think they're going to win.
My nickname is Tinder
Tinder Esports. Tinder Esports. Okay. I don't know what are they promoting right now.
There's a lot of advertising going on right
Yeah.
here from these boys.
I
guess,
think
like
these
said,
boys have,
it's
they
probably
have a
getting
lot
overlooked.
up their sleeve. Blaze, Tinder, I don't know what's going on there.
On the other side, though, we certainly do have the Dota 2 matches going on right about now. But apart from that, also we have a few Mumba players all set up right here. Really
Yeah.
cozy on those couch bags. How are you guys doing?
Yumba.
Good. We are in lower bracket now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, they say that there's no failure, there's just feedback and
Yes.
feedback to learn. So now that you know what went wrong and what could you do better?
And what's Mama's team?
Wipeout.
Wipeout. Yes, Wipeout.
Okay, and how long have you been playing? How long you've been gaming?
I've been gaming since 2008.
Wow, that's like more than 10 years?
Yes.
Yeah, 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
And as a team, you'll have been,
And playing as a team, 5-man squad. That's what we aim for.
of course, and you would not want to share your weakness right now at this tournament. That y'all can do it in privacy. But thank you so much. I must say that when I was sitting there and watching your match, I was secretly, praying that you win. But then, the best team won. But koi nahi.
Yeah, कोई बात नहीं.
कोई
अभी
बात
भी
नहीं
मौका
यार.
बाकी है.
अभी भी you still have a chance to win the championship trophy. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so that is the Mumba team right there. That is a team that still has to play. But, of course, this is the Dota that we're talking about. And as discussed earlier, Dota 2 is coming right up. All the players already getting themselves spread up on the stage. If you could just clearly showcase the stage and what's going on up there, they're all, never mind. We cannot really showcase
You know,
any of that
Plotter,
right now.
I've always loved the stage, the way it looks. Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup 2019. Every year, they plan to do something innovative, something creative. Every year, there are different brands. Have you tried the Tokuyo massage chair? It is absolutely heavenly. You should definitely give it a
You know
shot.
what? I always wanted to get one of those. Probably not for myself because I'm not there yet, but certainly for my mom. That is something that is so very beautiful.
And what I like about it is it's small, it is compact, and you can. I feel you can place it in your office, you can place it at your place, isn't it? I
true.
find it very cool.
So true, so true. But indeed, when it comes to just the entire experience, when it comes to Taiwan Excellence, 6th consecutive year. That's a long, long time. And you've
Yeah.
been here for 5 years now.
Yes, I've seen the brand growing. I've seen how the gamers have become passionate every year and how gaming has reached another level altogether. Esports championship is very, very big in India. compared to what it was a few years ago. So I think India is doing phenomenal when it comes to e-gaming championships.
Indeed, and so for those of you who are sitting at home, well, don't just
Of Mumbai Indians team are going to be a part of the award ceremony. So it's not only the players that play a crucial role, but also the mentors who guide during this entire period of championship, be it for gaming or be it for cricket. They also play a equally important role.
So very true indeed. After all, it is not only the players' hard work, but also the managers and everybody who is part of that team, because they're the ones who actually does push forth that team. No matter the breaks, no matter the hardships that they've had to face, it's all in the end about being able to push forth.
Yeah.
And that's what Taiwan, rather the entire process, Taiwan Excellence, is bringing to the table. Best of the best teams competing for that glorious moment. But the ones who get defeated, they're not like they just get knocked out. They've got more opportunities to showcase
Yeah.
that skill. And sixth consecutive year, again and again I come back to this, sixth consecutive year in India, esports, that is a huge, huge news by itself. For those of you who are still living under that rock, please don't. Please, please don't. Now, Indian esports community is reaching almost about $2 billion community. That's a huge amount that you do not want to miss out. You do not want to be under the shadows. You certainly want to stand up and talk more about it. And for that, the best way to do it is, of course, with the hashtag TEGC Indeed.
Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be resuming the match very soon. We also have the lucky draw where people can participate. Anyone from the mall, if you are watching this, come by at the Infinity Mall and participate in the lucky draw because you stand a chance to win some cool prizes from Taiwan. So stay put and the game is about to begin.
Oh yes, we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the team that's going to the finale match of Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup for Dota 2 and our winner, Entity.
Oh yes, it is Entity Gaming right there. As we can clearly see, we've got a new hair. Well, of course, it's the same face. Moon, how you doing, mate?
Good. How are you?
Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. How's your team tagging along today? You guys had a wonderful day, I see.
Yeah, it was all right. This is actually my first Taiwan. So yeah, it feels good to be in finals.
This is like, you know what, we always win, you know, I always win. I'm a champ anyways, yeah? Yeah, you're there to have fun, and that's what champions do. They don't stress about it, just have a lot of fun. So tell me this entire team that was formed, how long ago was it? Has it been years or a few months or a few weeks?
It's been like 2 months.
2 months, and you all have been prepping and practicing together?
No, we haven't.
So कैसे जीते फिर? Yeah?
We-
Amy, जीत गए?
Yeah, we were just like
Having a
playing
lot of
together,
fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to show me your, I'm sure together as a team you all have come up with an anthem or कुछ तो किया होगा साथ में.
Something.
Come on, make it up right now. Come on, make it up. He'll lead and you all will have to follow.
Come on, it's written over your faces. There is something. Perhaps you're just a bit too shy.
See, I must say you're one of the coolest team. I like the cap he's wearing and, you know, the colored hair. And everybody's just looking so awesome.
They've got the swag.
Yeah, they are absolute
They've
swag.
got that winner swag from
So,
the looks of it.
yeah, so maybe show us some swag look, yeah. Come on, show us some swag stuff that y'all do together. Make it up, come on. Y'all are creative guys.
Uh-oh, seems like we've put them in a tight spot today.
I think we are on a spot right now. They are not on a spot.
Winning does not matter to them. It's like second nature. But when it comes to actually being on the stage, it's a bit of a hard situation from the looks of it.
I mean, we don't really go out and interact a lot with people, right? Considering we're gamers, we usually stay indoors, so we don't really know what to do in these kind of situations.
I think you will okay, that's a good answer.
I don't
At
know,
the end
but
of the day, they are winning the game. That's all that matters. You tell a girl, you know what, I've just won a game. I'm one of the champ team. They're like, okay, chal, let's go on a date.
That's
that
what
matters.
eh?
Yeah.
That's what matters. All right, all right. Well, thank you so much, Entity Gaming, for taking
And
out the
I
time.
must say, you are the team with the swag, so we love it. Keep it on and keep gaming. Thank you.
All right, that indeed was Entity Gaming indeed. From the upper brackets, they've moved all the way to the finals. But the story for Dota 2 does not end there. Of course, we've got lower brackets coming right up now.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that. So let's call our team.
So very true. Now with that, of course, we shall get started with the low bracket first match that is about to get started right now. We've got the players and the teams, of course, of those players all set up and ready to go in the Dota 2 realm. But I do need to start introducing the team. And the first team that shall be introduced, it is going to be...
In a while, right? We're starting the match in a while.
It is going to be Stand in 5. That is the name. That is the game that they prefer. But Stand in 5 is Mumbai, Bangalore, all tuning in together. But you know, are they going to be together tall and strong, or are they going to be separated?
We'll find out. There they are. Make some noise, gamers! This is your gaming family on stage.
Wow, how are you guys feeling right now? How are you guys doing?
Quite confident, and what's going on in your mind right now as you go for your match? Any team strategy, anything that you've come up with?
We just want to play our best. That's it.
Play our best? Yeah, bring it on, people. Make some
All
noise.
right, that is enough players that me and my co-host have put on the spot right now. You might as well just take the seat. We don't want you holding on to those horses too long. Go ahead, get synergized, get acclimated with that desk right there as those PCs are getting warmed up right now. But that's not the end of it. We do have the competition. The fierce, or rather the fearless. It is a Wipeout that's going to be facing them. So let's quickly hear for Wipeout.
Okay, that's Team Wipeout.
All right, this is Team Wipeout from Hyderabad, Kolkata, Pune, Delhi. What amazing structure they've got right here. I do hope you guys are all prepped up for this game right now.
Yeah, we did a little preparation before the game, yeah.
All right, well, that's all that we need to hear. Any last words that you want to say before you head into this competition? Because this is going to be a fierce one. Dota 2, finally, the first match in Dota 2.
We are just focused right now. We just want to go into the game and play the game. That's
Any message for your competing team? Do you want to say something to them?
Beware.
Beware? Did you hear that? Beware!
All right, guys, go ahead and right ahead. Take your seats right behind me. That was Team Wipeout indeed. Right now, the question in everybody's mind has to be, will they stand together or will they be wiped out? That's a big one.
We are going to find that out in the next half an hour. Let's see.
Well, let's see.
Who are
probably
you?
40 minutes.
Who are you going for? I'm going for Wipeout.
Oh, you've got that confidence already from the name. Well, I am going to stand together, stand strong, perhaps stand in 5, have what it takes to take Wipeout out of the picture.
Oh,
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
All
We'll
right, over to
see.
you, Casters.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup 2019. My name is Vivek. By my side is Angela. And we have got our very first Dota matchup of the day. Team Wipeout facing off versus Stand in 5. The boys from Hyderabad versus the boys from Bombay, Angie.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this matchup. So just a quick recap of what's really happened here. We have Stand in 5 who went up against Global Esports and they took a loss over there. Wipeout, of course, they went against Whoops and they faced a loss over there. So now we are actually showcasing to you the lower bracket games that are taking place. So both these teams, if they do manage to take this victory, whichever of these, they are going to be continuing in the tournament. But the team that loses out, they are out of Taiwan Excellence. So that's not something that both these teams would want today.
Oh yeah, so this is the lower bracket.
Yeah.
The lower bracket is single elimination best of 1. I believe Global Esports is in the lower bracket and Entity did manage to beat Whoops,
Yeah,
right?
so Whoops is in the lower bracket too.
Okay, so we have Whoops in the lower bracket. For those of you who have taken a break from Indian Dota for a bit, for whatever reason, Whoops is no chance, Negi,
Zeus?
Zeus, no.
No?
Zeus is playing for Entity. Come
this
on,
is also
Angie.
confusing.
Oh my God, I know
This
this.
is what happens with the Indian roster shuffle.
Actually, you know what? To be very honest, I'm pleased that there's been a shuffle. I've had enough of Signify and non-stop Signify and the domination. I
Yeah.
think it's good. There's a change. 3 years later, we can finally see some competition because No Chance and Negi have stepped away from Signify. A bunch of players from the Signify roster are playing under the global esports team. And Entity looked really strong. We saw them in
Yeah.
that in another recent Indian land where they did manage to beat Reckoning Esports, a team from Myanmar, run by an Indian org. So that team is promising. But they've had a shuffle as well. I believe Castaway is not going to be playing. And I think they're playing instead with Zeus. And who is it playing mid? It's Archmage playing mid.
It's Archmage.
Yeah. I also, if my sources are correct, I think this is Zafito's
Final tournament.
Yeah,
That's what
his
we've
final
heard.
tournament with the org.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
But so the only two players that are for sure who are part of HT Gaming right now are Divine and Moon.
Yep.
So those are the only two players. But coming back to this matchup, of course, Stand in Fire versus Wipeout. As you know, Wipeout is not the team you see very often when we talk about leagues. I don't think they play a lot of the ESL. They were part of it a little while ago, but then they just disappeared from the scene. But they always keep coming back for these smaller cups.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you say small, but there's a significant amount of money here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but you never see them in a proper league. They are
Right.
always coming in for these tournaments. They take the cash prize and just walk away and they disappear again for the next whole year.
Yeah.
And they come back stronger.
I think Stand and Fire is one of those as well. I remember them playing the leagues that we have ongoing in the country for a while. Yeah, we haven't seen them for a really long time. I know Khan's. He took a break for a bit, from what I've heard. But him, Mamacita, that's Mesmerized, Disruption, one of the finest supports in the country. They've all come back together. Fun fact about Disruption, a long time ago, Angie, Entity Gaming, they had this tryout for a youth team that they really wanted to put together. This was run by their then coach, Scansor, and he was looking and playing with a lot of Indian players, trying to find new Indian talent, and Disruption was one of them. That project never quite took off, but I'm curious to see how much Disruption has improved, and I know that Entity, for a while, were considering building some sort of a B team or a youth team with that player. But yeah, Stand in 5 has been, I mean, they are probably the, I don't know if I can say this, but I think they're the oldest org in Indian Dota. I wouldn't so much call them an org, but they've been around for so long, Angela. I think ever since Indian Dota really started having Indian Dota 2 really started having a very well-structured scene, I've seen this team since then. And they've always been there in some form. Shondi, Gondi, Disruption, Pasha, they've always all been there. So good to see them get back together. And that's a logo we don't see too much. They have a Facebook page as well, not very active, but they're there. And I feel like any Mumbai LAN is somewhat incomplete without these players, irrespective of which org they play under.
Absolutely. And talking about these players and more specific, Wipeout is the kind of team that we've seen them over the course of 3-4 years. They've played against different banners also. Same from Hyderabad. One of the only teams actually I've heard about very profoundly from Hyderabad. And they've been doing pretty fine. I mean, when we look at Amir, I remember there was a time he used to play in a team called INF. Clown K is one of their most strongest mid laners, I would say, in Hyderabad. He keeps going away, but when he comes back, he always plays mid. The only problem I really face with Wipeout, and this has been a time and time again thing, that whenever they're playing an online tournament, they end up not coming for the finals. They either don't wake up on time, or they just miss it out because they just don't take it. So I don't think they take tournaments as seriously as they love the game. And that's what makes this team so outstanding. So they always play without this sense of fear as to how the game is going to go. And that's why even though they're such an old org, I always give them that solid respect that they play without the factor of wondering how their opponents are going to play it out, what the plan is. They stick to their guns. They do what they're good at. Most of the time, they like to play these really strong drafts which involve all 5 people coordinating together. They don't like to take these snipey heroes. And that's something that stands out with Wipeout. On the other side, when we look at Stand in 5, they have been trying out really different kinds of drafts lately. They have also tried to go for something like the Wind Ranger with the Lifesteal and the Centaur. So it could be something that Wipeout could be ready for today.
Yep. It is true that both these teams are an unknown factor. And in these best of ones, that really works to your advantage. I've got to remind you folks that Taiwan Excellence, the T Cup, as far as Dota is concerned, is one of those tournaments where there are a lot of upsets. I think last year we saw Buriza won. I won't call that an upset, but many teams that were considered favorites ended up losing. And because of this grueling best of one format, bring your best to that one game, anything can happen, and that's what makes this really exciting. We have all 10 players in the game. As you can see, some of them are just jumping away on their keyboards. We should be ready to go in a bit with the draft. But yeah, we should be live in a couple of minutes with Wipeout versus Stand-in 5. I think one thing that I should talk about is Wipeout, right? Amir or Excarnation, he's been around for really, really long. He's been around since
God's ears.
yeah, since Dota 1, I remember him taking part in tournaments back then. BM, really, really solid support player. Smoke, who's been really promising in the past. I remember last year he was one of the better players. I think I can't quite recollect which team he was playing for. Maybe he was playing on some iteration of Entity. I'm not quite sure. But he is a very promising offlane player. Him and Zeus considered to be two of the most standout players from West Bengal. And Clown K, I mean, last year, some people, there was a point of time where his depth as a mid laner was challenged because we saw teams time and time pick Storm Spirit and Tinker for him. But he's grown a lot since then, and I believe he was a part of that Buriza team, which was led by Pulse of Hell, which managed to clinch the T Cup last year. I believe, who won the last year, Angela? Do you remember?
I think it was.
Was it? So did the Buriza lineup win last year? I'm not.
We're going to find that out and let you ladies
We
know.
can find out.
But you can definitely hashtag Taiwan Excellence Cup and tell us who do you think is going to be taking this best of one series. It's Stand in 5 versus Wipeout, and with the recent TI that's just come in August, there's so many different kinds of lineups that teams have started using. We could see Wipeout being one of those teams who would actually try out the IO combination with maybe the Troll Warlord. They could also go for something like the Darkseer combination. I'm hoping to see in Ursa also today some early game quick movement coming out there from Wipeout. They're known to be the team who tries things out of the box. Not so much more than I understand Stand in 5, because I've not really seen them play really versatile drafts. They're very centric on the kind of heroes they pick up normally. And that I think gives Wipeout a slight edge for me today in this matchup. And hopefully they'll be able to pull through. They also have a lot of experience backing them, but the same can be said for Stand in 5. So that is, of course, today's matchup that's going to be going live very soon. But let's think about the top 5-6 heroes that we think are going to be picked up today. What the draft really looks like to you, Vivek.
I mean, I think Night Stalker is definitely going to be picked up. He's one of the more overpowered heroes, so to say, in this patch. Why is he overpowered? Because Void doesn't do half the damage a day. So you can use it to farm, you can use it to harass. It's still an effective slow and a decent nuke. The other, I mean, Night Stalker in general has been overpowered. The other thing that changes so many implications, right? Because what the Aghanim Scepter used to do for Night Stalker, the new Aghanim Scepter, it used to give him AoE Void. I think you get the option of spamming Void in the day and still being useful. So yeah, I definitely expect to see some Night Stalker. I think Rubik is still a good hero. Not that many teams are picking him up. Grimstroke still looking good, but teams have nerfed. I mean, he's been nerfed. Soulbind looks really weak now without the slow. I generally have noticed that a lot of Indian teams have been banning out Chen. I don't think anybody plays it really all that much. But
Identity does. Identity loves playing Chan so much.
Oh, okay.
They pair that up with something like an Omni Knight.
Okay.
And they really like the combination of the double heal that's been going around the block quite a bit. But like you mentioned, the Night Stalker, we first see a big ban coming out on that hero from Stand in 5. They don't really want to play that. And now we do see the Shadow Demon, who's going to be the first ban coming out here from Wipeout. So they don't want to have this very ugly Shadow Demon on the map. Now, we've seen the Shadow Demon be pretty devastating even during the TI, and I don't think Wipeout understands the kind of way Stand in 5 could play this hero. So it's better safe than sorry for them. The next ban on the board, of course, going to be the Undying. Now, the way we've been seeing the new patch update, I do hope to see whether one of these teams decide to go with the draw strat. We saw this in the morning. It didn't work out this time around, but hopefully, if Wipeout can play it right, they can go ahead with the draw strat themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, the Shadow Demon ban is, I think it's just a post-TI ban that's still lingering. He's a great hero, has set up. Soulcatcher did get nerfed. It doesn't do as much percentage-based damage as it used to. It did get nerfed in 7.22G. So there was a nerf to that hero. But yeah, along with the Mirana, one of the other prominent supports from TI9, they make a decent pair. And there's a Rubik. I mentioned Rubik does get picked up.
It's a first pick, though.
Yeah, so I don't know, like Stand in 5 can like look at the Rubik and think twice and not pick many heroes, or they can just ignore the Rubik altogether. But yeah, first pick Rubik, not something I'm a big fan of. And Stand in 5, they'll pick up the Tiny and the Elder Titan.
That was really quick on the board for them. It's like they already knew what they wanted to run in this particular lineup, and Wipeout couldn't reply to that with a Legion Commander. I'm a little surprised that the Alchemist was completely forgotten about. The Jakiro, the Chen, all these really big names that you normally hear of, they're just not being seen there. And with that Legion getting picked up, that is going to put Stand and 5 in a position of deciding how they want to run their second phase of this draft for themselves.
I like the ET Tiny, especially the Tiny along with the Elder Titan. The thing is, Tiny, sure, Tree Volley did get nerfed, but you can play him as a 2, you can play him as a 1, although that's not very favored. You can play him as a 3 or a 4. So he's versatile. In a sense, he's a flex pick. So you haven't revealed all that much. If you want, you can put him mid if he's got a favorable matchup. You also close the option of the enemy even contemplating about picking up a Brood Mother because he's one of the better heroes versus the Brood. This Legion Commander pick, though, is rather interesting. Just press the attack. It's not that great versus the Avalanche, but sure can help someone versus the Echo Stomp. I don't know what is really going to make this duel look better than it is. I mean, you need some burst damage for him to get kills with the duel, or some form of damage, or something to follow up after the duel. They've banned out everything that makes this Legion Commander's life miserable. If you look at their bans, there's no defensive disruption. There's no Undying with the Soul Rip just healing up whoever gets duel. There's no Terrorize, there's no Guardian Angel. So, I mean, on paper, it might appear like that. But yeah, the Omni Knight is one of the stronger 3s in this patch in general. Stand in 5, surprisingly, they banned out the Slark. I'm not quite sure about the Slark ban. Seemed like an okay-ish option for them. But yeah, right now, the Mirana is been banned out by Stand in 5. I'm not a fan of this. The Mirana is okay.
She just got a nerf, right?
She has been nerfed. Max arrow damage has been nerfed. But I don't know. Teams are still picking it up. I don't fully agree with this.
It's a good pickup. I mean, if you get everything more than the arrow, let's put in focus the Moonlight Shadows. If you get it right on point, if she's playing a position 4, it kind of just adds more value to the team later on in the game. And I think that's why she's just seeming to be more of a profound pickup here, but Tinker gets banned.
Moonlight Shadow is good, along with the cooldown reduction talent. But yeah, I can make a case for the Moonlight Shadow. I mean, sentries have an increased cooldown now. It's now 85 seconds. So yeah. Anyways, I mean, teams are just respecting what happened at TI9 and banning out the Mirana. The Lifestealer gets picked up by Stand in 5, one of those heroes that is okay in an isolated duel with the Legion Commander simply because of Feast. It's a percentage of max HP, and he's not going to end up dying in that duel. No real answer to the Lifestealer. Sure, there's the lockdown with the duel that pierces spell immunity, but there's got to be some source of physical damage or magical damage to make this Legion Commander look good. Void getting banned out, perfect stuff coming out from Wipeout. I think if you're not going to be playing the Void, might as well ban it out. There's also a lot of synergy with the Elder Titan, Chronosphere into Splitter, into even the Echo Storm to follow. So smart ban coming out from Wipeout then.
Absolutely, and with that, of course, Wipeout now on their turn to pick a ban. And just in the morning, of course, we did see a very interesting mid lane coming out there from Whoops. They decided to go a Sand King versus a Night Stalker, a kind of pickup that worked in the favor of Whoops. So we could see a Sand King pickup come yet again on the sides of Wipeout. They played it before. They're very comfortable on that hero, and they could send that maybe into the offlane. But for now, they're going to go with a very strong offlaner for themselves. It's going to be the Abaddon. With that Legion Commander and that Abaddon, they basically have a lot of combinations to run, and you can't really mess with that kind of combination.
It's a very scary lane, Angela. I really don't see any answer to the Legion Commander and the Abaddon. The Legion Commander is just going to be there in the front lines. The Abaddon is just going to be winning all those trades as far as consumables are concerned, because he's just going to be spamming Mistcoil. Sure, it's been nerfed, but he can spam missed coil for days as long as he has enough region, and he
Yeah.
can just go kill himself to the tower. So this is a lane, this is a very, very strong off lane coming out from Wipeout with the Legion Commander and the Abaddon.
They're going to close with a win range, I think, stand in 5. Uh, they're just so comfortable. Like I said, stand in 5 is the kind of team that there's certain heroes they're very strong with, very comfortable with, and they keep running the same kind of draft over and over again. Sometimes it works in their favor, sometimes it doesn't. And this time around, if the win range is not banned, I do see them pick that up as their final hero on the board. Meanwhile, Wipeout, they have put a nice ad here. They've added the Morphling. And that somewhere tells me that we could even see an Earthshaker.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it makes the most logical sense, right? If you have a Morphling on your team, you want to pair him up with an Earthshaker, you're going to have the Enchant Totem to get for yourself on the Morphling. Once you get the Axe Scepter, you can then target allies. We did see VP and a lot of other teams do this in the past. So, if nothing else, Stand 5 just got to respect that and ban out the Earthshaker. Not okay.
Storm Spirit.
Okay, so they're banning Clown K's hero here. That's
We
how
could see an
they,
Invoker. I mean, he's a fantastic Invoker player.
he does. Actually, if you look at the last two bans, for those of you not familiar with Wipeout, those are two of Clown K's strongest heroes, the Tinker and the Storm. So both have been banned out, but surprise, he plays a lot more than that. But those are two of his most comfortable mid lane options. A Puck getting banned out here
And an
from
OD.
Wipeout, and they're going to pick up the OD.
He again got a little nerf, I think, the OD in this particular patch. And I'm a little surprised that Wipeout's gone with this pickup. I've not really seen Clown K play this hero quite a bit. It's a good pickup, undeniable. But, he's more of that playmaker, like something like a Storm Spirit, a Tinker, Invoker. He likes to be that kind of player in the game who changes the momentum completely.
Yep.
And somewhere OD doesn't really fit that
Yeah,
for me.
I agree. The only issue, if any, with Wipeout's lineup is that, okay, so they have one strong lane. They have a 4 that's going to be useful. But inherently within them, they do not have any lockdown. It's based on what the Rubik can steal.
Yeah.
And it's based on what Morphling can morph into. Sure, there's the duel and the Astral Imprisonment. But if you look at Stand and 5, there's just so much crowd control. You got the Avalanche. You have the Elder Titan with the Storm, the Splitter, the Hoof Storm coming out from the center. It's just stun after stun after stun. And if the Morphling is caught even in any one of them, and he
he's
doesn't
gone.
get a chance to morph over to strength, he's going to die in a matter of seconds.
Absolutely, and the way Wipeouts drafted this, somewhere I do feel that it's just a point in this game where they're going to feel that all their synergy points have been hit together and they're just going to charge towards Stand and 5. I see the only reason they don't have lockdown is because they don't care whether they find Stand and 5 or no. It's more about concentrating on the towers, taking them down, and if anybody really comes to fight them, they're just going to take those fights against them. But for now, Stand and 5, they're going to close their draft with their final hero. It's going to be the Lena, and mostly she's going to be the mid laner, if you ask me. That would be pretty good to see if it's a mid lane Lena coming out from them. All these heroes on the Stand and 5 have lockdown to a certain extent, and Wipeout, they've just answered with a lot of sustainability.
Yeah, it is a mid laner. I think the mid lane should go in favor of Stand and 5. It's a matchup that leans towards the Lena in isolation. The adjustment that I'd like to see Stand and 5 make is just give this Lifestealer a good lane. If that means try laning with the Lifestealer, the Elder Titan and the Tiny, fine, do that. If it means just sending an aggro, try sending the Lifestealer anywhere away from this Legion Commander Abaddon lane, then that's okay with me as well. Actually, hold on, I might have misread the lanes. It's going to be the Abaddon sitting in the safe lane with the Morphling and the Rubik and the Legion Commander heading over to the off lane. So that's not all that bad. I actually think that on paper, if you just look at the draft, this should be a good laning phase for Stand and 5.
Yeah, I mean, they do seem the more stronger team in the first 10 minutes of the game when
Yep.
it's all going to come down to how your laning phase goes for now, because we are going to be heading into the game. And if you were to ask a quick prediction, yeah, Vivek, who do you think is
Ooh.
going to take this one?
Okay, if I didn't know which team was playing which draft and I could only judge by looking at the drafts, I'd go with Stand and 5.
I would go with Wipeout. I think
Okay.
because sustainability wins over lockdown. And once you get those BKBs, then there's no lockdown, right?
Okay.
I mean, yeah. But okay, we are into this game. Of course, we're going to just see the quick laning phase here on the top lane. We're going to see Hinata on that Centaur War Runner. Khans is going to be joining him there on that Tiny. Meanwhile, into the lane, we also see Disruption on that Elder Titan. So it's going to be mostly a little bit of a tri-lane coming out there on the top. The Lina is going to join them, of course, for now to just get that quick bounty in the early minute here. Mesmerize on that Lina. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we are going to see Todoroki on the Lifestealer, and that's going to be the stand-in fire lineup for you on the Radiant side. Meanwhile, on the Dire, we have Legion, who's going to be played there by Madness, and Smoke just next to him there, who's going to be playing that Rubik. On the top, OD is going to be played by Clown K, and Morphling is going to be played by Armor as usual, Excarnation, and BM is going to be on that Abaddon. So Abaddon versus Morphling in that top lane. Pretty safe if you ask me. I don't really see this Morphling dying a lot, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on stand and fight to really make that momentum really strong into that top lane. Meanwhile, if we look at the bottom lane, good scouting out here from the side of Wipeout. They're going to make sure they get that ruin. Meanwhile, most of the action rolling up that top lane, quick stun coming in there from Mesmerize, and now BM got to get out of there. He's running really low on HP, but now Disruption got to get another 2 extra shots. He doesn't have the Orb of Venom, so he will have to head back from there. But if we look at the bounty counts,
I think it's 2 for either side. Yeah. So, oops. Excuse me. Yeah, so Khan's does manage to pick up both bounties up top, and Smoke will do the same down bottom. Both 4 position supports picking up the bounties on either side of the river. Madness knowing fully well that the creeps do not draw aggro, at least for the first wave, will try and get some early damage onto the Elder Titan. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be doing all that much.
absolutely, and pretty interesting lane here in the bottom with the Lifestealer and the Disrupt and the Elder Titan versus the Rubik and the Legion Commander. And there's a quick pause, the Indian pause, quick lag also coming in there for Mesmerize. But just looking at the laning phase, I do feel that Stand in 5 is going to struggle a little bit. They don't really see their pushing potential into that top lane quite a bit.
You think they're going to be struggling to take buildings?
I think they're going to be struggling to take down armor.
Yeah. It's very tricky. The thing is, you can morph strength even mid-avalanche, and you can clearly see the hoof storm coming as well, so you have an opportunity to morph strength back then as well. Even if the Centaur does want to get a hoof storm going, there's no instant lockdown. Plus you got BM with the Aphotic Shield and the Mist Coil to just keep armor healthy. So this is a lane that's pretty much just set up for the Morphling to have a good time. The thing is, they really can't contest the Centaur either. So it boils down to how much the Centaur can do with all this farm.
Absolutely, and look at the last hits and denies. Of course, we do see the Centaur War Runner in the lead here with 6 last hits for himself, followed very closely by the Legion Commander. She, of course, has 2 denies also. The net worth slightly swinging in favor of Wipeout, but this is just 1 minute into the game. There's so much that's going to happen. We still got to see that first blood. Meanwhile, now in the bottom lane, quick aggression coming out here from the side of Wipeout. They want to get this quick kill onto Disruption, but it's going to let him go in the nick.
Yeah, Smoke had the lift. I mean, he could have popped a mango and tried to get close enough to get the lift off because Disruption was slightly out of position, but he didn't quite. I'm not quite sure why he didn't think of the play, or maybe he just didn't want to do it. Mid, Clown K is struggling, will sidestep that Dragon Slave, so it's going to be okay for the time being, but this mid lane, it's starting to lean in favor of the Lina as expected. 4 denies to her name. She is, for the moment, out CSing the OD by a slight margin.
Absolutely, and look at the warding, of course. We do see a very defensive ward coming out here from the side of Wipeout. They put it on their side of the river for some reason. They are thinking there's going to be a rotation coming in there from the top lane. Meanwhile, on the side of Stand and Fire, they put a very aggressive ward into the Dire jungle. Meanwhile, now Abaddon taking a lot of hits here. He could be the first one to fall. Quick stun and no toss required also. Hinata going to secure that first kill for himself and his team, and also sitting on top of the board with those 14 last hits for himself.
Yeah, I really don't think BM had to even try and do much. But rather than, all he had to do is just sit behind the Morphling and keep healing Excarnation time and time again. But he was a wee bit out of position. They see an opportunity, they capitalize, they get first blood. So 2 bounties and first blood. But despite all of that, Angie, the net worth still in favor of Wipeout, despite even how the mid lane is going. And I'm not quite sure where this is coming from. not mistaken, it's the Legion Commander doing so well in the off lane, and the Life Stealer probably having the worst start of his life.
Absolutely, he's sitting with only 10 last hits, and the Legion Commander, she's even got 5 denies now. In Dota, denies are so important in the first 5 minutes of the game. It just sets the momentum so well for your opponents and for you. But meanwhile, now Disruption, he tries to go in to change this against Wipeout, but every time he enters, it just seems like Wipeout takes full advantage of the situation and backfires it against Disruption. And that's going to be a quick kill there for the side of Wipeout, opening the scorecard for themselves also. It's 1-1. 4 minutes into this game, and now the concentration will head into that bounty pit.
Oh yeah, we have the 5-minute bounties coming up, so teams and more than teams mid laners should be looking to make a play. This is really good stuff coming up from Khan. This might just be set up for a kill. The toss back though not available, and Mesmerize was low on mana as well. They managed to bottle the regen rune, so decent stuff coming out there for the side of Stand-in 5. Up top Armor without his support should be okay. Got enough points in strength to just push back the center if need be.
Absolutely, but this is a lane that's so good to watch. Madness really going a little crazy here in this lane. He seems so comfortable today on this Legion Commander, and Smoke playing so idly beside him on that support through Vic.
Yep.
Now they yet again see the Life Stealer. Todoroki needs to be a little careful. He is getting a lot of shots onto him.
I don't think I'm ever going to get that name.
Todoroki?
No.
No.
Konsi Sabzi? I don't think I'll ever get that name. I'm just going to call him Life Stealer. But yeah, 5-minute bounties, down bottom Disruption will not be able to pick up any of his. Clown K really suffering to a certain extent in the mid lane. The bottom bounties do go in favor of the side of the Dire. And wait a minute. They actually didn't pick up a bounty, and Disruption might just be able to snag a third one for his team.
A quick TP in coming in there from the Tiny. He's running pretty low here, but Smoke is going to be safe. Meanwhile, Yellow Titan, he's coming from the backside. He could maybe get this quick kill. Quick toss onto him, and Smoke running low yet, but Madness still very much alive. Getting out of there with his team at safety. But I don't really know who came on top here, because they lost 2 bounties just to get that kill on the Life Stealer, and they didn't even manage to get that.
He didn't get the kill. They lost 1 bounty.
1 bounty.
Yeah, 1 bounty down bottom. So they end up getting only 1 bounty at the 5-minute mark. But now it looks like Stand-in 5 might just try and make it worth it. Smoke tossed up in the air. Has got to be careful. The open wounds are there. The Life Stealer is dropping low, but not low enough. They will manage to find the Rubik. Finally, something going in favor of the Life Stealer. As 3 heroes from the side of Stand-in 5 do get their act together in this bottom lane. A small kill, but not a very significant one.
But with all that advantage, Armor is going to get the lead here on the last hits and denies. He's sitting now with 31 last hits and 7 denies. The center Warana was doing pretty fine for himself, is suddenly seeming to slow down there on this farm. 32-3 are his final last hits for now. And majorly, if you look into the middle lane, now that's where we have not really concentrated quite a bit. Clown K is sitting with only 27 last hits. Selena, meanwhile, is sitting with 33. Oh, quick stun into toss, and Laguna Blade flying in there. And Armor can say goodbye to himself for now for 10 seconds. Nice rotation coming out there from Mesmerized.
Great stuff coming out from Mesmerized. Didn't move for the 5-minute bounty. Finds himself an invis rune. Moves up top now. BM did have the Aphotic Shield. If he did use it, the LSA stun could have been dispelled, and the Morphling might have had a chance to morph over to strength. But I think BM was just caught snoozing, and he's going to be, at least Armor might just be a little disappointed about that. And now they commit the Stampede. The LSA misses, but it's not even needed as they managed to find another kill. And I've got to point out the timing of this move coming out from Mesmerized. Holds on to the 6-minute bounty, the power-up room, makes a rotation to the top lane, and he has the siege creep with him. Fortunately, Armor has managed to deal with it, but this is a little bit of early free damage that they're getting on this tier 1 tower.
Very objective Dota coming out there from Stand-in 5. I mean, their rotations, like you said, on point. They all hit that level 6 mark. They completely made so much use of their Centaur Warrunner, and now they're able to take that complete lead there in the top lane. A little bit that they lost when that rotation came in the bottom lane from Tiny. Now, as this game is proceeding, if you look at the net worth, of course, you do see Centaur still sitting on top there, followed very closely by the Lina and then the Legion Commander right behind them. 4-1 says the scorecard, but somehow when we look at the net worth, it's still not swinging too much in favor of Stand-in 5. Now the aggression, of course, brewing there in the bottom lane. They want to try and take a kill here mostly. And meanwhile, let's take a look at the warding yet again. We do see nice wards coming out here from the side of the Radiant. They put one really aggressive, but yet very careful ward there for the lifestealer, so it can't be really dewarded because you normally don't
Dire's
assume
middle
to have a
tower
ward
is under
placed right
attack.
there. Meanwhile, we do see Wipeout. They're going to put a very conventional ward into the Radiant side river, so it's going to be deward mostly. There is actually a sentry, but I don't really think they have seen this yet.
I think he's choosing not to deward it. Not quite
Okay.
sure why. Some next level mind games, yeah.
He wants to save the goal for later.
Possibly, but it is true that dewards do scale in value as time progresses. So the more time you wait on that ward
Radiant's
and
middle
deward it later,
tower is under
you're
attack.
logically going to get more money.
It's such an
there you
Indian
go.
thing,
There's
right?
the deward. There's
To
the
just
deward.
keep waiting till the price goes high on the stocks.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that is of course 8 minutes into the game. I would say this is still so pretty evened out here. Now in the bottom lane, Madness needs to be killed. I don't see why Stand&Fire is taking this guy so lightly. The point of him just all the time being around there is just so much that they should try and just take him down right now and just get the right movement going. But
Yep.
meanwhile, on the top lane, like we said, Wipeout has the kind of lineup that has sustainability, but Stand&Fire has so much lockdown. This should be their moment to shine in the 9 to the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, without the tiny making a rotation, and it's really, really hard to kill the Legion Commander. The press the attack a fraction of a second too early, but there's that rotation. Mesmerized there with the LSA. Quick lift coming out from the Rubik, enough to push back the Lina, but the body blocks from Disruption. He's trying his hardest to block off Madness, but the phase boot's there. Madness will run away. The Lina's time wasted as Khan's strolling across the river, finds nothing to do across the map.
This was the irony of it. The Lina did enter the fight, but she didn't have enough mana for the Laguna Blade. And that's the only reason why the Legion Commander really survived and is now going to make her way back to base. So that's at least something that Stand&Fire can work out with. Just 2 minutes that he's going to be away from there. Meanwhile, now Khan's coming into the fight here. Quick stun. He's got that toss of smoke in a lot of trouble. It's going to be the Lifestealer who's going to quickly take that kill. He very much needs it. He's sitting at 2,400 net worth at 9 minutes into the game. Make that 10. And now when we look at the bounties, of course, we do see quite a few here getting picked up here from Wipeout on Disruption. Wants to try and take this.
Could toss him back. Okay, they don't want to fight. They don't want to fight the Legion Commander, but the Legion Commander wants to fight them. The Stomp is there, will put the LC to sleep, and this is set up for more. Khans does have a toss, but they're just not confident enough, and it looks like they just aren't ready enough to fight this Legion Commander without the Lina.
I mean, they need that Laguna Blade. Just the fact that they need that burst damage getting brought just over here onto Madness. And meanwhile, Madness is just doing madness. I mean, he's just not letting Torpedo even live in peace here.
Yep. I like how Madness is itemizing. Sure, the Blink Dagger seems like a very obvious choice when you play the Legion Commander, but I think with a start like this, you want to be able to scale. I really hope he just doesn't rush into a Blink first. If you look at the map right now, I mean, Clown K is not very effective yet. He wants a little bit of farm himself. I'm just going to cut myself off because up top, Stampede does get committed, but they're not going to get much on the back of that.
Very defensive gameplay coming out of Wipeout. They're just
Dire's
looking to
middle
survive
tower is
and
under
get their
attack.
economy flowing. That's the only thing I really see them doing here. Hinata, meanwhile, he's trying to be as disruptive as possible on Amir.
Radiant's
But after that
bottom
first
tower
skill
is
onto
under
him,
attack.
I don't really see Stand&Fire getting aggressive again. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, quick kill there on the Legion Commander. He didn't have the Laguna last time. He got it this time with the double damage, and he was able to close that kill. But very expensive. Almost costed Stand&Fire 3 people to rotate.
Yeah. They
Radiant
really needed that.
structures are fortified.
Nonetheless, it was costly, like you mentioned. There's a siege creep that
Dire's
brought the tower down to
structures are
500 points of health. But Mesmerized really needed to make that play, especially for the Lifestealer. They get a kill, but yeah, like you mentioned, it's practically 4 heroes that were sitting down bottom. And up top, it looks as
Dire's
if
top
Armor,
tower
he's the
has fallen.
first one to lose his safe lane Daria. Madness is there. He does have the duel, but BM was blocking him a bit, if I'm not mistaken. And the Centaur, he's going to find himself a tier 1 tower and get away to safety. They're going to switch lanes up. It's now the Centaur versus the Legion Commander, and both trees are going to try and see who comes out on top for the time being.
I'm a little surprised that Wipeout gave up that tower so
Radiant's middle tower
fast.
is under attack.
I mean, it's a lane where, you know, it's a safe lane. You need the Morphling to have that tower standing. He needs those creeps to be moving in a certain way. But now with that momentum lost, now Armor is forced to go into the bottom lane. And hopefully he'll be able to survive over there and be able to get more farm, because as of now, he's only sitting with a 4,700 net worth. Now let's again take a look at what else is happening on the map. Cloud doing pretty fine. He's picked up the Midas for himself. He's aiming to get a 4-star very soon. 6-2.
Yeah, good stuff coming up from Clown K. I've just got to point out one thing though. I mean, if you look at both drafts, Wipeout is okay with a slower pace of game. They haven't lost Ahmed. They haven't lost Clown K. I believe Ahmed did die once, but in general, this slower pace of game is something that they're going to be absolutely okay with. If anything, it's upon stand in fight to try and make plays across the map, because they are a lineup that's oriented towards the mid game, towards fighting before BKBs come online. And down bottom, the Centaur does come in Stampede, but stolen by Smoke. The Adaptive Strike will push back the Centaur, and now it looks as if Wipeout want to turn. Smoke does have the Aphotic Shield upon him, just running forward blindly. Madness needs that duel. Who can he find? The Centaur is a bit too beefy. Does he want to go for it? He wants Disruption. He'll have Disruption, and with the damage coming up from Ahmed and Smoke, he just blow down the bloody ET, and now they can't even chase for more. Hinata under the tower. He's biding time though. He has friends in the vicinity. There's Mesmerize, the man of the hour with the LSA. The double edge will secure the kill as they do manage to bring down the Legion Commander. But more importantly, Angela, elsewhere the OD did end up falling. The border time does manage to keep BM alive. Another Adaptive Strike, buying time for Wipeout to reconsider their options, but there's Khans. Stun, toss, will manage to bring down the Abaddon, and now Armor will move forward to the Centaur, brings down Hinata, waveforms out of there, turns towards Khans. Khans will fall. Clown K is joining the party, but the party is over. It's been an absolute disaster here for Stand in 5 in this bottom lane, as Mesmerize wants no part of this. At the end of it all, they lost 3 and they found 2.
I mean, this was such a good fight for Stand and Fight. The way they started it off, the way they were able to convert those fights at the bottom lane, but then suddenly, out of nowhere, that Tiny did perfectly well. This was supposed to all favor Stand and Fight until Armor suddenly just got this godlike feeling in his heart to just convert into the Centaur and take him down. The minute the Centaur falls, there is no front line there for Stand and Fight, and then they just got to push up and just get out of that fight the fastest they came in, and that's exactly what we talk about when we speak of experience. Like when you saw Armin play that right now, you not have expected that from him. And that is something that Stanify has to be very cautious about as this game proceeds, because now it's no longer about the number of farm you have or how your laning sequences, but how you really take those well-coordinated fights. And somewhere, Stanify didn't really take that fight well-coordinated. They all came one after the other. They got those stunts off. The lockdown was on point. But yet again, Wipeout just was so sustainable, and they're going to keep doing this. Meanwhile, now in the top lane, Torpedo trying to fight Armin. He's going to try and get a stun off. Laguna annihilating Armor yet again, and his streak off the board now.
Fun fact, the Morphling is considered to be one of the better counters to the Lifestealer, just because you get Rage, and you can use Rage to hit buildings with all that attack speed and damage coming out from all the agility that you have. And I think Wipeout, they're looking for more, but they're not going to be that reckless. Another thing about that fight, Angela, is that the Elder Titan didn't have Earth Splitter. Or even if it was, he's hit level 7. He probably did have it in that previous engagement, but we didn't even see the Earth Splitter come into play. Smoke, what's he stolen here?
I think it's stolen the toss.
I think he's stolen toss. Will manage to get toss back. Does he want to toss anyone back just for the meme? Smoke? Do you believe in memes, sir? Okay, the life stealer was raised, so that's okay.
He was not supposed to be there. Why would Smoke be at the Radiant Tier 1
I think this is why. He did get some deep vision down, and I mean, if this vision does last for another couple of minutes,
it's going to tell a lot.
Yeah, because when you lost your safe lane, when Mesmerize is trying to make so much space across the map, it's only logical that you farm this triangle. And this is what the Lifestealer is doing, or at least is trying to do. Rotate between the triangle and mid and top when need be. So yeah, Wipeout did manage to get that extra information on the back of that ward coming out from Smoke. Armor will mop over his strength, the Stampede there, the Centaur alive and healthy, but there's Armor with the Hoof Stomp. He's gonna hold Inata in place. They lift him up, the duel gets committed, the Stampede gets stolen.
Oh my
They
God.
can chase for more if they really want to, but no.
Wow, they just all ran. I mean, Stand and Fight losing their Centaur, not the best way to start. They just all gonna just head back. Now, this is where Wipeout gets super strong, because now they're sticking together. Something about sustainability that always works. When they're sticking as 5, I don't really see any kind of lockdown locking them down. And they got the Legion Commander and the Abaddon, and these two pickups are so crucial because they have that constantly heal, they have this on a disable, the dispel that keeps coming out, and that means that Stand and Fire has got to get everything on point against Wipeout in every single fight to be able to convert those skills. And knowing that now Torpedo, he's going to start aiming those objectives. He needs to start taking on towers, but Khan's meanwhile, he's going to find Smoke now. Quick stun, quick toss. He's going to be sent back there by the Smoke. But Smoke just going to let him go for now. Madness farming those Ancients.
Radiant
Doesn't want to be
structures
disturbed, I
are
think.
fortified.
Yeah, I mean, the Rubik did have Stampede. He still does have it, right? Yep. He's holding on to it. He's waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for
Radiant's
Stand
top
and Fire
tower
to
is
just
under
overextend, and they will, and I don't think he's going to get the chance. Will manage to pop the Stampede towards the end, but that's his death, and that's the tower
Dire's
falling.
bottom tower has
And
fallen.
elsewhere, Amir finds himself
Radiant's
a lot
top
of
tower
space.
is
A
under
little bit of
attack.
miscommunication there by the side of Wipeout. They saw 4 heroes over there. Why would they even try to defend that tower? Look at the way the observer wards are getting placed on this map though. There's so much of aggression coming out here from Wipeout. They have dropped a ward aggressively over here and also over here. And they've also made sure that in the mid lane and very aggressively in jungle. Now, what they've not figured out till now is that if Stand and 5 just concentrates on objectives, they're always going to be seen on the map. And that means that Wipeout can either choose to just not take fights against them and give up these objectives and just concentrate on farming, or they can go ahead and take these fights. As of
Dire's
now, it
bottom
doesn't seem
tower
like
is
they're
under
very
attack.
interested in taking fights. Also, the other thing that to put into focus is the Lifestealer is not having a good day. He's sitting with only a 6,500 net worth. He's only picked up a Midas. He's not even close to his Radiance, and it's 19 minutes into this game. Compared to Amir, who's
Dire's
doing
middle
pretty
tower
fine for
is under
himself. He's
attack.
sitting with an 8,500 net worth. He's picked up 2 Wraith Bands, a Yasha, and he's almost completed his Mata style.
Wait, what? Mesmerize, that is not your jungle. You do have friends though. Madness, does he want to go in? Nope, they'll actually turn. They'll try and bring down the Abaddon, but he's got the borrowed time. Unfortunately, excuse me, he doesn't. The Laguna Blade committed. Madness has got to be careful. He managed to get away. The double-edged stolen smoke with the lift will just throw his body forward. He's going to sacrifice his life here, but the force stuff coming out from Clown K has possibly bought enough time here for the Rubik to get away. The LSA, though, along with the Yule Scepter, will hold him in place. The toss back from Khans. He's done more than his bit here as he sets up for a core. Will pay with his life, but that was absolutely worth it for the side of Stand and 5. As they lose the Tiny, they find 2 supports and 1 offlaner.
Okay then, so Wipeout. Not the best rotation for them. They give in a little bit of Stand and 5, and Stand and 5, you give them a finger, they're going to take your arm, and that's exactly what happened there in that fight. So they got to be very cautious. Wipeout still sustainable, but they've still got to go a long way before they are strong enough to beat all of Stand and 5. They need those BKBs up and running before they take such a gamble fight again in the near future of this match. So 20 minutes into the game, 15-7 scorecard. Lina still looking super strong here on the top of the net worth with 10,700 net worth. Meanwhile now, after a little while, we are going to see a Yule's pick up with an Ether Lens and a Boots of Travel to be able to get more durable into these fights. She's also farming towards an Agdam Scepter, which is going to be so crucial here for the side of Stand and 5.
Yeah, the Axe Scepter, I mean, it's pure damage. It's more damage. It's damage that ignores any magic resistance. And it's what the Lina would really like to just get the muffling out of this fight. BM in another warding mission, if I'm not mistaken. But this isn't too bad of a position for him to take up here because they are looking for that mid-tier 1 tower that made it rather obvious. And this ward, sure, I get what it's meant to do, but it isn't quite giving as much vision as they'd like. But
And
yeah.
I'm not getting why do they need so much vision, because I'm not really seeing them taking a lot of fights right now. They gotta concentrate a little bit more on their farming.
I agree with you. They aren't using this vision to go hunt across the map, but it is vision that's just resulted in them farming, being a little bit more passive, knowing who's playing what part of the map. So, I mean, sure, I mean, you see aggressive vision, you think that the logical play is to be aggressive, but they just aren't being aggressive.
And the Smoke of Deceit, of course, going to get dropped there. Tan's in the front line. He's going to get that stun into toss. This time around on the Legion Commander. This time, Stand and 5. They want to take this kill, but Madness going to get out of there. He's going to try and take him down, but look at the speed he's running at. There's no way this side of Stand and 5 can catch him. And that's going to be a quick surprise there for the side. And Wipeout, meanwhile, they're just going to be a little safer now. They can't lose these heroes. They're going to swip off now. They are the ones now with the Smoke of Deceit, looking to find somebody here. This time around, are they going to see disruption? There is a D-ward that's taking place here, but quick duel onto him, and that's a little bit more damage going in favor of Madness. What a good conversion coming out there from Wipeout.
I see Disruption's thought process there. Like, I mean, we scared them. They all ran away. The Legion Commander was low. Let me try and get a D-ward done, but the three of them just smoked and they ran straight into disruption. He was caught unaware. He assumed, or at least he hoped that his team would be nearby to back him up, but they just weren't. Disruption ends up falling. And yeah, more dual damage going the way of the Legion Commander. You mentioned the importance of sustain. I think the only reason Wipeout were were all alive at the end of that fight was because they had pressed the attack, a dispel, they had the heal, the mist coil coming out from the Abaddon, the aphotic shield, and yeah, of course the Solar Crest.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel bad for Disruption. I mean, you know, you always think that maybe there'll be some silver lining, and the silver lining was that
what?
was.
What? Okay, I just saw a split. Oh, that was a Rubik splitter. I'm sorry. He stole that. My bad.
Oh, smoke. Just doing smoke, thanks.
The light stealer though, he's in no man's land. I think Wipeout might want to go for the skill, but without the duel, they aren't going to overextend. This is the least Hyderabadi I've seen any Hyderabadi lineup. They're all about aggression to a certain extent, but they've become really quiet and respectful.
It's not really how we normally see Wipeout play. They're
No.
known to be that team who just will run into you
No.
and create menace. But this time around, I see a very
Patient.
strong, mature Hyderabadi team coming out
Yep.
here.
I think one of the reasons is because Morphling is that kind of a hero to a degree. At least like before the first 20 minutes, he doesn't show up. He's got a nuke and he can morph into other heroes, but you really want an item on him before you commit him to these team fights. So I think that's why Excarnation and the boys have been rather quiet so far. But yeah, I think now that he's picked up his Manta style, they might try and get a little bit more active. I'm not quite sure what the plan is from Stand and Fight. They've had so many stuns. They've tried to make plays. Plays really haven't worked in their favor. They're starting to fall off. The center had a great lane. He's starting to dip. The Lifestealer is waiting for this Radiance, which is eventually going to come. But
This is where you sing the Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And the Legion
This is
Commander.
a really, really late Radiance. And I don't think it's going to be enough, Angela. 25 minutes. That's what we're looking at. Even 26 minutes. This is the opposite of Amazon Prime. It's extremely delayed.
Absolutely. And meanwhile, the Legion Commander, she's farming her BKB now. So
Oh, yeah.
that Laguna Blade, I think it still pierces through BKB. So
The once you get the Ags, it pierces.
yes, at least Lena seems to be on top of the game for now. She understands that that Agnum Scepter may be the only thing that could keep them from losing these fights
Radiant
against
are
Wipeout.
scanning.
Meanwhile, now Wipeout, they are
Dire
waiting
are
for that
scanning.
25-minute ruin. We see Khans just walking across it. It's like they didn't even care about it. Quick.
That was the Rubik splitter.
I like that splitter. It just went nowhere. But now Khans, he's looking to take a kill here, or at least steal the bounty. Not going to get any, not even going to get the stun. And now a quick toss there. Nice stun coming out there from Minara. This could be a kill that they could be looking for. Quick duel coming out there. Nice sleep. Smoke still alive. Not for too long, but now Madness in the middle of nowhere. 5 heroes around him. And Mesmerize going to be unstoppable now.
They're chasing for more though. Hinata, I'm not quite sure if he's going to be able to catch this Morphling. But yeah, I think Excarnation is safe for the time being. Armor is going to be okay. He's just going to get out of there. Cute plays and outplays coming out. I mean, Hinata, really true to his anime name, had like a couple of key outplays there. The Avalanche, the stolen Avalanche, but at the end of it all, they lose the Rubik. I believe the Legion Commander lost that duel. Who's he dueling?
Dire's top tower
was
is under
dueling.
attack.
Was it the Elder Titan?
Dire's
Tiny?
structures
I think it was a
are
Tiny.
fortified.
Why am I missing?
Radiant structures
Okay,
are fortified.
so I think the duel just timed out.
Yeah,
He didn't end
nobody
up
died.
losing the duel. So he didn't give any duel damage over to any of his opponents. Clown Gate, he's having a very
Dire's
quiet game.
top tower has fallen.
But he's farming, right? He's got the 4 staff and the BKB, and now his next item on the board is a Hex. And once we do see that Hex prop, I just see Wipeout being so strong that no matter what Stand and Fight really puts against them, it's not really going to affect the momentum. Of course, the scorecard does read 17-8. But as this game goes later and later, Wipeout is just going to get stronger because they not just have the Morphling, they also have the Legion Commander, they have the OD, and they have the Abaddon who can all convert into cores very soon.
True. I mean, BM hasn't found too many items. What's Smoke sitting at? He's going for the Spirit Vessel. I think this is their way of dealing with the Centaur. But the Centaur does have a pipe, so a lot of that Spirit Vessel damage will be negated because it is magical damage. There's the life stealer who they're trying to set up on Ahmed. Has the Manta style, so he's going to get rid of the open wounds. Now, friends and family are on the way, at least for stand in 5, and Wipeout know this, I think. They're not going to have any part of this fight. Smoke still searching for that spirit vessel. I mean, this has not been a great game in terms of farm.
I mean, he's just so busy being warding, you know. I mean, he spent so much time of his life warding and dying in the process.
Sure. I think BM's been spending the money though. I just wish Smoke prioritizes farm a little bit because, I mean, they're great nukes, right? You have the Dragon Slave to steal, you have the Avalanche, you have the Light Strike Array. You should be stealing a nuke and farming whenever you find time, if you do find time. It's not like Wipeout have been playing this really fast-paced game. We're just fighting all the time. The supports hadn't found time for themselves.
True. And I kept thinking that Rubik was the 5th role. He's actually the 4th role.
Yeah.
So they got to be very cautious about how they really play this out.
I mean, in comparison, like Khan's has 1,000 more